The Lego Collectible Minifig series is certainly a popular theme. There's a reason why we are in series 27 of those minifigs, and we have other spin-offs as well, like Dungeons and Dragons, The Simpsons, Marvel, Harry Potter, and more. There's plenty of series that come out every single year, but with the 27 series and the Wolfpack Beastmaster, I think it's showing that there could be part of this series that is broken. Indeed, there are a lot of frustrated fans when it comes to the availability and accessibility of specific minifigs. So we're going to unpack this idea of a broken minifig series in this video. The Wolfpack Beastmaster is available in stores for $5 US. That is, of course, if you can find the Beastmaster anywhere. If you go on YouTube, you can find lots of videos of people hunting for the Wolfpack Beastmaster, some of whom are successful, but many of them are not, especially now that we are about 6 weeks into the release period for the Series 27 collectible minifigs. If you can't find it and you want one, you're going to have to go online and find one on the secondary market, perhaps eBay, Bricklink, and on Bricklink, you can get one for about $14 US. Now, that's a pretty high markup. Now, of course, if this was just the only time in collectible minifig series history that you would have a minifig that clearly demand exceeded supply and there were some problems getting a hold of it, you might forgive Lego. But indeed, this is part of a pattern. Let's see if we can find what the common denominators are when it comes to the minifigs in the CMF series that are going for huge prices on the secondary market. In the Dungeons and Dragons collectible minifig series, it's the Paladin that comes in as the expensive one, as this one comes with some armor, a shield, and some weapons. In the Series 26, none of them go for about twice the regular retail price, because it's space, some classic space remakes as well as some new modern space takes. Now, we get to Series 25, and the Goat Herder is one that goes for a lot of money, as does the Vampire Knight. In Series 24, you've got the Brown Spaceman and the Falconer. In Series 23, you've got the Knights of the Yellow Castle. 22, you've got the Troubadour, the Snow Guardian, and the Space Creature. In Series 21, this one's a little bit borderline, but the Centaur is about $9 compared to the $5 regular retail price. And in Series 20, we have the Tournament Knight and the Viking. And these last two ones go for the most, by far, out of any of the minifigs that I mentioned on the secondary market. Now, what is a pattern that we see here? Well, number one, if the minifig has a classic space logo, price goes up. That's for two of them. The rest of them are all castle or medieval oriented. Every single one of them, going back to Series 20 and including the Dungeons and Dragons minifig series. So the Wolfpack Beastmaster isn't the first time we are seeing this problem manifest itself in terms of accessibility and secondary price increases. So you would think that Lego might be able to figure this out and adjust. But hold on, before we get to that, what is it about these minifigs specifically that is driving up the cost? Well, I think one of the explanations for this is that these are really good minifigs. If you look at the Wolfpack Beastmaster, you're getting a unique torso, you're getting a unique cape, a unique shield, and a unique wolf. I mean, talk about a who's who or what's what of collectible minifigs. Yeah, we expect to get legs and a torso and a printed face and maybe some sort of headpiece and accessory. And among those, you might get something that's brand new or that we haven't seen before, but to have almost every single one of the pieces be completely brand new, that's unique. And don't sleep on that wolf. We've never seen a Lego wolf before, and there's no guarantee we'll see another one. Think back to the Goat Herder from Series 25, the same kind of thing. We've got a goat, which is the first time we've seen that since 2011's Mill Village Raid, which, by the way, meant that goats for a long time were going for $65 to $70 on Bricklink. So having the Goat Herder really was going to be in demand, or the Falconer with the Black Falcon's torso and the Falcon. There's so many different minifigs in this lineup that you look at and say, these are really good minifigs, even compared to the other CMFs that are coming out in that particular series. Now, that's not the only thing, of course. There are these animals, there are the torsos and all the printing. There's also some nostalgia. I mean, let's be honest, when you get the Falconer with the Black Falcon's torso, people want more Black Falcons. The Wolfpack Beastmaster is a unique Wolfpack torso that is not even found in the medieval town square where you get a Wolfpack minifig. And so this nostalgia is something that allows Castle fans to go out and get some of those themes that they always wanted. I mean, a good example again is the Yellow Knight or Yellow Castle Knight. Like, that one is something that definitely harkens back to the original era of Castle, and fans are going to want to pick that up, especially if you can get a minifig like that for $5. Now, of course, nostalgia doesn't really explain everything, because there are minifigs that I mentioned in this, like the Knight's Tournament, or the Falcon Knight, not the Falcon Knight, but the Raven Knight that I mentioned, that isn't directly of lineage from a specific castle line. There's really no nostalgia for those. And then there are other minifig series, like Series 26, where you have all these some remakes of classic space that don't see the retail price jump, especially after they've been retired. So it's not just nostalgia, but I think it does play a factor here. And the third reason is there's clearly pent-up demand for Lego Castle. Lego has not given us a lot of castle sets. They've given us some, like the Medieval Blacksmith, the 3-in-1 Castle, the Lion Knight's Castle, and the Medieval Town Square. They've given us the Medieval Dragon from Creator 3-in-1 so far this year, and there's other sets through the Bricklink Designer Program and others that we might be seeing in the future. And that's why I think there are a lot of fans that are interested in these minifigs, because, well, we aren't sure when we're going to get castle sets. The Bricklink Designer Program is nice, but they're really expensive, and they only make 30,000 and then they're done. And you're not gonna be able to go to a store and get them. And so you have last year's Medieval Town Square, the Lion Knight's Castle, the Creator 3-in-1 Castle. We might be getting another castle sometime this summer. That's what rumors are saying when it comes to the Creator line. But the reality is there's demand for castle. Lego's not giving us the demand we want or the supply we want. So when we do get something, the prices go up. So why is this problematic, and how do we get to the problem that we're currently seeing right now, where fans are unable to get the minifigs that they want and the prices are going sky high? Well, I think it starts, number one, with the ability to scan the boxes. Now, Lego used to take the collectible minifigs and put them in a foil packet that we didn't really have the ability to scan them right away. Like Series 1 and 2, you had to feel around for the different accessories to figure out if the one you were holding was the one that you actually wanted. But now you've got so many different apps that allow you to scan the barcode and the QR code and know exactly what's in the box, that you don't have to guess. And that means not only that you can get what you want, which is helpful for a lot of Lego fans. We did this on January 1st, going to the Lego store, looking for the Beastmaster and the plush toy collector. But as soon as an employee came in and dumped a box of CMFs into the bin, people went for the Beastmaster. And that's what people wanted. Now, the scanning leads to fans being able to get what they want immediately in terms of day 1 and day 2, but it also leads to scalpers. And because scalpers can buy the ones they know are going to be in demand, they can buy a bunch of them and then put them online on the secondary market for 200 to 300 times the regular retail price. Now, again, that's a problem for a lot of fans because they don't want to pay $14. $5 for a collectible minifig is an affordable price. It's one where you get a really good minifig, a premium fig with great accessories, and that's much more doable than $10, $15. And so that's part of the problem, is the scanners leading to the scalpers, leading to the online markup. Now, of course, another problem that compounds this is that these minifig series are only available for 3 to 4 months. Lego puts out about 3 collectible minifig series each year, and that means from January through the end of April, maybe into May, you'll be able to find CMF 27s, at least the ones that are in demand, probably not the Beastmaster, and then they'll go away, and then Lego comes out with the next one, maybe in May or June, I don't know sure what the details are for that, but then you're going to have the same cycle. And because it's such a short cycle, it's limited in terms of when you can get them, and they're not around for 12, 18, 24 months like regular Lego sets. And of course, one of the other issues is that Lego only puts 3 of each type of collectible minifig in one box. It used to be that you would get a box of 60, or you might have 4 of one and 5 of another, but now you're getting 3 of each, regardless of demand. Now again, think about this. We've established that there's a pattern to the types of minifigs that are in high demand in the CMF series. These tend to be castle or medieval related, and Lego still only gives us 3 in each one. They know what the demand is going to be. They're not stupid, and yet they only produce 3. And so in each box, you're limited to what you're going to see, and that drives down the supply of the ones that are in the most demand, thus driving up the price even higher on the secondary market. So what are some ways that we might be able to counteract this problem? I think the first one goes to the first issue we mentioned, which is the scanners. Lego could make it so that you can't scan them. They could have a generic barcode for all CMF Series 27 or future ones, and you don't know which minifig is in there. You just know that it's CMF 27 and it's $5. That's one possibility. And again, Lego used to do something similar to that way back in the early days of the CMF series, where we had to feel out the foil packs to find out which accessories were in it and therefore which minifig it was. So that's one solution. Another solution is to produce more of the in-demand minifigs, whether it's the Beastmaster or the Falconer or the Paladin, or anticipate which one or ones will be the most in demand and skew the box toward that. I'm not sure that you can solve the problem just by production and not getting rid of the scanners, because ultimately the scalpers are going to go, whether there's 4, 5, or 6 Wolfpack Beastmasters in a box, they're going to find them all, they're going to buy them all, and they're going to put them online. So as long as you have the scanning, even increasing production in terms of the CMF series in each individual box, I don't think you're going to solve the problem. Of course, now a lot of fans have mentioned that maybe Lego could actually put the in-demand torsos and animals and accessories on Pick and Build online. You go to lego.com, Pick and Build, and you can buy the ones you want. And there's some precedent for this. We know that, for instance, Lego can put minifig torsos of the Wolfpack from the Medieval Town Square onto Pick and Build. They did this for the Goat and the Medieval Town Square, that was available as well. They took the Troubadour from Series 22 and put that torso in the Lion Knight's castle. So it's not unprecedented that Lego will put these out in some way, shape, or form, either on Pick and Build or even in a Lego set. And I did some poking around to see, like, where are the CMFs made? And what I was able to find was that there are 2 main plants where Lego makes the collectible minifigs. In Europe, it's in a Czech Republic factory that services that entire region. And in the United States, or it's actually in Mexico, that you have a plant that makes the CMFs that are sold here in the United States, Canada, and much of Latin America. And now each of these plants also produces other sets. So they're not something where it's only collectible minifig series products. Now, I don't know if that was always the case. I did some reading a while ago that said there was one production plant in maybe China that did all the CMFs, but now it seems like it's the Czech Republic and Mexico. And so it could be that Lego could produce these things, put them on the Pick and Build website, or maybe even better, put them in Lego sets at some point in time. Now, the issue, of course, is there's no guarantee that Lego's going to do that. And until there is, it just means that people are going to go out and buy these CMFs as quickly as they possibly can, or then sell them on the secondary market. For instance, I would love for us to get a wolf. I would love to see that in additional sets, but that's not something that we're seeing at this moment in time, which isn't to say that it can't happen or won't happen, but that uncertainty during this 3-month period when the CMFs are available means that that's going to be hugely in demand and on the secondary market. So there are some solutions to this. I'm not sure any of them are really all that reasonable. I do think Lego should be able to increase production of some of the parts and include them in other sets. That would be great. I hope that they're able to do that. as they've been able to do that in the past, and I hope we see that for the Wolfpack Beastmaster. Now, if you are really concerned about this, do know that you can take a look at the Bricklink Designer Program sets over the next couple of series, and in Series 6, which will be available for ordering in October of 2025, we are getting a Wolfpack tower. It's gonna come with 8 Wolfpack minifigs, the torsos being those from or most likely from the medieval town square, but there are some shields, which means that Lego has some production of the shields they're going to be able to pull in to the Bricklink Designer Program series, because that shield was only found in the collectible minifig from Series 27. So you could get that. It's going to be expensive, but you've got months to save up for it if you really want some of those Wolfpack minifigs and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg just on the minifigs. You want to get other pieces with it. So there is some hope for those of you that are Castle fans that want that, but again, not cheap, limited production run, kind of the same problem as the minifigs. Well, that's where we're at right now with collectible minifigs. I'm not really sure what Lego's going to be doing in the future when it comes to this. If you've got some ideas, put them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and always remember to keep building together.